It's June 8th, 2002. Lewis versus Tyson is on.
Run, bitch! Run! Anybody in here can't with this man, man. This is the ultimate, man.
Two big-time heavyweight champions, legends, future Hall of Famers, and icons challenge each other in the most talked-about sporting event in the world, UK versus US. The fight had it all: power, personality, controversy, a crazy build-up.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis, I'm coming for you. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey, there's no one like me.
Drama, and of course, theater. What it didn't have was two prime heavyweights with a true threat of the reigning unified champion, Lennox Lewis.
Perfect.
Being dethroned. Since then, the heavyweight division hadn't been able to quite muster up the excitement. Giants of a smaller stature began capturing our imagination and winning over the hearts of sport fans all over the world. The big fights came from small packages, and there were no big talk from the big boys until
me versus A Juice and J. Listen, mate, I declare war upon you.
It's May 2017. US Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion and has already defended his title a consecutive 5 times.
Deontay Wilder's power!
UK Anthony Joshua is the newly unified champion, capturing the WBA and vacant IBO titles a month earlier.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hadouken!
By KOing the heavyweight legend Vladimir Klitschko. Then whispers from fans talking about Wilder versus Joshua. US heavyweight champion versus UK heavyweight champion. And on May 5th, 2017, Wilder calls out Joshua on a very large media platform, TMZ Sports.
Anthony Joshua is the man that I want. And then at the end of the year, me and Joshua have a mega unification bout, winner take all, USA versus Great Britain.
Anthony Joshua responds by saying, if the people want it, I want it. On November 4th, 2017, Wilder destroys Burmester Vern in their rematch for the WBC title. On November 7th, 2017, Wilder responds to Joshua's "if the people want it, I want it" comment.
Anthony Joshua, you know I'm coming for you. You said if the people want it, then you want it. The people want it. Do you?
November 9th, 2017, Anthony Joshua loses his cool. He's done taking the high road and sounds off.
Knockout Fury. I'ma slap Deontay Wilder all over the ring. I'ma eat him alive. And as I said, I'm not into the business of ducking no one. Talk is cheap. And if these fights come off, it's because of me. And if these fights don't come off, it's because of them.
Well, it's 2020, and many things have happened in the heavyweight division. Many things, but no Joshua versus Wilder. The biggest heavyweight event since Lewis versus Tyson has yet to happen. Whose fault is it? Did someone duck? If so, who? Let's debate right now. Wilder versus Joshua. Who ducked?
Hi, this is Joe Cortez. You're watching ShowBizz, The Adult.
Oh, this is Bernard Hopkins, ShowBizz, The Adult. I'm out.
Oops, up off net. This is gonna be a tough one for y'all. Up off net. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. Alright, man, look. So, we've never got Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Why not? Who dunked? Whoops! Alright, man, look. Oh, wait a minute. First, I want to say this. ShowBizz the Water, room temperature. We have to give a shout out first to our sponsor. Make sure you go to BUSR.com. Go to BUSR.com/ShowBizz to make your bets on the up and coming fights on boxing, MMA, and if you want to have a little fun, bet on the horses. We have the Kentucky Derby, all those things. Don't forget, tis the law. And you guys have seen me win many times on BUSR.com. So go to BUSR.com/ShowBizz, because as a show business partner, you get 20% off. Now, let's get to the video. Alright, man, low. It's April 2018. Deontay Wilder is coming off a dramatic TKO victory over Luis Ortiz a month before.
Then he's not fighting fair! Wakanda forever!
He is now the 7-time defending WBC champion. Anthony Joshua is coming off a one-sided unanimous decision victory over Joseph Parker, capturing the WBO title to not only become the unified champion, he's also a WBC title shy from undisputed, and growing in popularity substantially, projected to be the biggest UK boxing star in history. Wilder's victory over the very skilled Luis Ortiz was by devastating KO. Joshua's victory over Parker was unexpectedly a unanimous decision. Joshua's game plan was to box and work his jab. Before that performance, Joshua, like Wilder, defeated all of his opponents by the way of KO.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my dog.
But Joshua, in the post-fight interview, beat the critics of his performance as well by saying,
"Stick behind the jab. The old saying is, the right hand can take you around the block, but a good jab will take you around the world."
This was obviously a shot to Wilder. Joshua asked for Wilder to not be allowed to enter the ring after his predicted victory over Parker. Joshua felt that since the fight has yet to be made, or even close to being made with Wilder, then his victory shouldn't be accompanied by Wilder and his antics. So Wilder canceled his plans of attending. Still, Joshua couldn't help himself.
Wilder, let's go, baby!
On April 2018, Team Joshua makes an offer to Wilder, a guaranteed offer larger than any guarantee earned by Wilder to date. The offer was a guarantee, take it or leave it, flat purse of $12.5 million. Now, Shelly Finkel, boxing manager of Deontay Wilder, was not impressed, to say the least.
I can't wait to meet him.
He saw the offer as disrespectful, saying that though he agrees that Joshua is the A-side and a superstar in the UK, he is not even recognizable in the States. Joshua versus Wilder, at the time, had a projected worth of $106 million. Team Wilder wanted a 60-40 split.
I want an 11-inch penis. It's not going to happen.
With Wilder earning 40% of the revenue. They valued their split based on the Joseph Parker fight just 2 weeks earlier. See, the Joseph Parker split was 67 to 33%, with Parker earning 33% of the revenue. Team Wilder's argument was that Wilder is a bigger threat, had more star power, and provided more excitement than Parker. Also, Wilder was the first dominant American heavyweight in over a decade. To be fair, even if you think Wilder isn't on the level of Parker, $12.5 million is only... So if you do believe Parker is a bigger attraction than Wilder, It'd be almost ridiculous to think the former WBO champion Joseph Parker was 21.5% bigger than the 7-time defending WBC champion Deontay Wilder. Needless to say, Wilder rejected the offer, but not without countering. Reported on April 25th, 2018, Deontay Wilder offers $50 million to Anthony Joshua to take the fight. According to Wilder, the money is in the bag.
Yo, I'm about to catch this plane in a few minutes, but Anthony, get up with your man Eddie and Barry Hearn and tell them to check their email. I got something special for you. And by the way, all the money's in the bag. So I expect you'll be a man of your word.
This was in response to Joshua's statement just days earlier, saying that if Wilder is serious about a fight, then offer $50 million guaranteed, and the fight will happen.
Okay, I'll take 50 million up front. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
And Wilder's response on Instagram?
I'll see you soon then.
Wilder's manager echoed Wilder's claim by stating that the team emailed the offer to Joshua that morning of April 25th, 2018. It stipulated that the fight would take place in the US between September and December. Also, the offer included an incentive. If the fight goes over a revenue of $100 million, Anthony Joshua would receive 50%. But the offer had no rematch clause included. Team Joshua's response? That was a fake offer. Eddie Hearn, boxing promoter for Joshua, claims that they never received the contract and never seen the money.
But I got an email from Deontay Wilder, actually, not from Shirley or Al or anyone like that, from Deontay. Dear Anthony, you said in an interview that if I gave you 50 million, you'd sign for the fight tomorrow. Please accept this fight by tomorrow. Kind of makes me feel like it's a PR move more than anything.
He claims that he received an email, but no contract. So no contract, no offer.
He said, what do you want to do? I said, I think we should get a contract. I said, I'm going to try and meet him tomorrow to discuss it more. Then he read the stuff and he said, I said, they won't meet me. He said, why not? I said, because they want you to accept the deal first. And I feel like the whole thing has been a setup to build a name off Anthony Joshua and to say, oh, he doesn't want it. We've been through this, a million times.
After that, silence. Everything goes quiet until... After the controversial draw, Fury asks for a rematch next April. Wilder, he agrees to the rematch. In preparation for the rematch, Fury decides to sign a multi-fight deal with Top Rank. Top Rank promoter Bob Arum has other plans to market Tyson Fury more in the US, make him a big star, to make the rematch versus Wilder even bigger. Now, there's no fights set for April. Joshua starts licking his chops and calls Wilder out for a fight.
Pick one name that you're going to face here on April 13th, who would it be? My number one would be Wilder, and then...
Joshua himself has been looking to enter the American market and now sees Joshua versus Wilder as a must fight, and the time is now.
Now he has nowhere to go because he wants to be in the big fights. Now he wants the big fights, and all of a sudden you ready? Nah, you're not ready.
You're cloud chasing.
So Eddie Hearn and DAZN puts together a 3-fight offer worth over $100 million for Wilder. The first fight will be against the WBC mandatory, Dominic Brazil, for $20 million. Wilder received $10 million guaranteed for Fury, so $20 million is a big payout for Wilder. The second and the third fight will be against Joshua with an immediate rematch regardless of the outcome of the first fight. Both fights being a purse guaranteed all-time high for Wilder, $40 million each fight. The first fight would be in the US and the second fight would be in the UK. Deal rejected. Wilder claims that the deal wouldn't allow him to be his own boss. The deal was too long-term, and he'll be stuck in a contract. Team Joshua is baffled. Boxing fans are outraged, calling Wilder a duck, including myself. Finkel and Eddie Hearn, or Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn in the negotiations battle, and I keep saying, get your revenge in the ring. No one could imagine why Wilder would claim to want and chase Joshua for 2 years, only to turn down, by far, the most money he's ever been offered. DAZN blamed themselves by saying they didn't build up a trusting relationship with Team Wilder and ruined the deal by assuming that the deal was too good to pass up. Later, the deal shows gaps and flaws exposed by questions. Questions like, what happens if Wilder signs the contract and Joshua or Wilder loses before their fight? The fight would no longer have that value. Numbers must be adjusted, and Wilder would be, metaphorically, still a slave to the contract. So, though the offer seemed like an offer no one should refuse, it was rejected by Team Wilder for reasons Wilder understood and Wilder fans accepted. But what the offer really revealed was an increase of value in Wilder from Team Joshua. Once seen as an 85.5 to 11.5% fight, was now being seen as a 50-50 or at least 60-40 fight. Since that fateful day, May 5th, 2017, the day this stressful and disappointing back and forth negotiations began, many things have happened. What was potentially seen as the next big heavyweight fight since Lewis Tyson now seems to hold less qualities of the hype of Lewis Tyson and more qualities of the Lewis Tyson match itself. More and more fans are starting to see Wilder as an exposed fighter who isn't what he once was, or maybe exactly what he always been, just never truly tested before. In conclusion, to answer the question of who ducked whom, I must say, so, who ducked? Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder? It's pretty obvious for me. Isn't it obvious? I'll tell you exactly who ducked. Both! Both ducked. And it's so easy to see. Look, Anthony Joshua fans are constantly looking at Wilder fans and saying it's obvious that Deontay Wilder ducked Anthony Joshua. You know why? Because he did. Wilder ducked. And Wilder fans, they look at Anthony Joshua fans and say it's obvious that Anthony Joshua, he ducked Wilder. You know why? Because he did. Joshua ducked Wilder. Let me break it down for you. Look, Team Joshua lowballed Deontay Wilder when Deontay Wilder was first calling for the fight. And if you are the type to see a lowball as a way of ducking, then Joshua ducked. But if you don't think Team Joshua ducked with the lowball offer, how about when Deontay Wilder agreed to $15 million and agreed to fight in the UK? Or how about the $50 million offer where Team Joshua said that the offer was a good offer, but that it was fake. But according to Team Wilder, it was real. And it's so funny how that offer just kind of fade away without a true resolution. And as for Wilder, that over $100 million deal, like $120 million deal offered by Eddie Hearn and DAZN, his claim that fighting Anthony Joshua and becoming undisputed, one name, one face, as his number one priority, took a back seat to his allegiance. So in that case, Wilder ducked Joshua. Look, at least that's how I see it. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz the Adult. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm out.